It's Richie from Photo Booth International here, and today I'm going to talk about how the flashes work and also the troubleshooting steps on if one of your flashes are not working. So let's say the left one doesn't work, we're going to get through that through this video. Anyways, so we're just going to talk about this real quick. Alright, so on these flashes there's a little switch on the bottom. Let me see if I can focus this right now. Just make sure that, there it is, you can't see it. Make sure that the switches are always on. If it's on the other way, obviously now it's off and now it won't work. So make sure your switches are all on. It'll be on the bottom right here. Same for this one. Just make sure that your switches are on. Now the next step, if your flashes are still not working, this is a sync cable. This is what plugs into your controller, I guess you could say, also a receiver. So just if you follow the sync cable through, goes through right here. It's connected to the not the camera, but the little receiver or controller module. Anyways, so yeah, this on the right, this one will always plug in right here. And if you see, and if you follow this sync cable through, this will be the transmitter right here. And another thing to keep in mind, these transmitters actually take batteries. So if you don't change the batteries after like a while, obviously these won't work at all. Just pull this down a second. There it is. They take AAA batteries. Just make sure that you change your batteries over time. Alright. So after you change the batteries on this and your flash still doesn't work, now this might be like a channel thing. Just make sure your channels are also synced up, which normally the batteries is like normally what fixes everything. So remember to change the batteries. But the channels. So we're going to talk about the channels for these receivers. Let's say you're at an event, the photographer is using his camera and the camera triggers your flash. They could be using like a wireless flash receiver as well, kind of like the same setup, and it triggers your flash. What you're going to have to do is actually change the channels for these flashes. And not just photographers, even DJs sometimes have like their own switches. Anyways, if you see right here, let me try to focus it in. There it is. If you see, on the number 2 and number 4 are on, while 3 and 1 are off. You can change channels by kind of flicking switches right here. Okay, for you, all these channels should be on. We normally send them with all channels on, but if you're at an event again and you're having the issue, just make sure that you kind of keep 2 or 1 on. You can put this in any order. Just make sure at least 1 channel is on. So I could legit turn off 3 and 4 and just keep the number 2 on. For now, as an example, I'm gonna keep it on 2 and 4. So remember, I'm on 2 and 4 here. And now if you unscrew this and then pull it towards you, this will come off. If you see right here on the bottom, there's also the channels. If you remember, my 2 and 4 are on. So now if I were to click the switch, as you notice, both flashes went off. Okay? But if let's say I turn off number 2, but number 4 is on. Now you'll see that only the right one's only flashing, but the left one is not. That's because this is just plugged into the controller, so that one will always flash on the right. But if I turn back to 2, so now it's back to 2 and 4 like I had it on my transmitter. Okay. And now I'm back to 2 and 4. Now you'll see, back to working with both flashes. So just keep in mind on how to change channels. Again, they could come in handy for when you're at events and photographers or DJs use flashes. And always remember to change your batteries. Bye guys.